So you want to create eye-popping visuals for your travel vlogging channel.
But you don't want to pay for check bags or buy a Pelican case, which you probably can't afford anyway.
And you want to do this immediately, accessibly, and with enviable style.
Well then you, my friend, need the DJI Spark.
We've been using drone cinematography to enhance our visual products for the last 4 years. We started with the DJI Phantom 3 Pro and worked our way up the chain of command with 2 different Mavics, until in the spring of 2019, we picked up the Spark. The DJI Spark is currently available for as low as $330 on Amazon, making it one of the most affordable and accessible ways to offer your travel content a boost towards the professionalism and engagement that your videos deserve. The stunning drone visuals that you see in so many creators' videos are not necessarily the brainchild of vlogger geniuses who have toiled away in Swiss pilot training camps for years to achieve aerial cinematic mastery, but rather a very intuitive and accessible resource that virtually anyone can connect with. A potential issue with adding a drone to your travel vlogging kit is that these camera-laden whirlybirds are not always looked favorably upon in certain environments and countries. They are outright illegal in many places, and a fair amount of the content that you see featured on your favorite channels may in fact be filmed in a no-fly zone, such as a national park or over a densely populated metropolitan area. In many parts of the world, drone cinematography may fall into what one might call a gray area, meaning basically, don't be a jackass and don't get caught.
He was flying the drone out in front, videotaping.
The Spark is delightfully less disruptive than other larger drones, making it ideal for low-key launches and incognito flying. We are certainly not condoning any illegal flight activity or willful disobedience of local bylaws, but are instead suggesting that under the radar is better for everyone. One of the biggest benefits of the DJI Spark is that you can more confidently launch and maneuver it in confined spaces, which in some cases are where you're going to find the most appealing shots. For example, these epic waterfall shots that we got in Hawaii and Mexico only had very small launching and flying areas that were clear of bushes, trees, and overhanging branches. In our experience flying larger drones, these shots would have been very difficult and with considerably more risk involved, and we probably wouldn't have attempted them. Okay, so a lot of talk about the Spark. Let's show off a teeny tiny little Spark, and I'm gonna fly it around. There's a much bigger helicopter up there. Very different, do not confuse with the Spark. So if you'll notice, it makes a little whirlybird beeping noise when it gets too close to something. In this case, the camera. Just to give you an example, the mobility and range of the Spark is not to be trifled with. This is a fine, fine camera drone. So another example, I'm gonna make a pass under these trees here, which I would not have the gall to do with a larger drone. Right here, I could land it safely upon my head. No, I'm just kidding. And to further illustrate the potential for takeoffs and landings in confined and unconventional spaces, I'm gonna land it right on top of my little Honda right here. Wow, what a drone. Now let's talk about one of the most obvious and attractive features of this logo. Its packability. Traveling to the beautiful and exotic places for the eye-popping visual content that you see on many a travel vlogger's channels requires long-haul flights, with airlines that often place restrictions on carry-on size while charging big monies for checked baggage. Checking a larger drone in a Pelican case can easily set you back a few $100 per flight, but the Spark fits snugly in your carry-on and can go with you everywhere, bundled inside the dirty undies that you've been wearing inside out to minimize travel fun. Ugh. The tiny compact frame and unimposing physique of this beautiful drone also makes it a safer bet that you will get it through customs without raising a red flag. So when you want to launch your drone off your tiny Ponga boat to get dazzling aerial visuals as you and the crew swashbuckle across the choppy seas, and you only have a tiny surface area from whence to launch and land your craft, it's spark that you're looking for, amigos. To wrap up this informational seminar on the amazeballsness of the DJI Spark, we'll touch upon the elevated courage that having a less expensive and more replaceable product will give you in going for those $1 million shots. Speaking to you as drone enthusiasts who have lost 2 different $1,000 drones whilst going for technically challenging but editorially desirable aerial shots, the fear factor of pursuing a risky but high payoff aerial visual is significantly diminished when you're only looking at a $330 replacement as opposed to a $1,000 plus replacement. There is a definite psychological factor in play that says go ahead and launch for that badass shot.
And with that, we'll leave you with our own montage of aerial cinematography.
Shot on the DJI Spark. Hidely ho, neighborinos!
For more travel hacks, subscribe.
And hit those push notifications while you're at it. Boom!